that up and stuff.
Hey guys, it's Matt from 5 Dog Physiotherapy and Sports Injury Centre. Today I'm joined by Brandon. We're going to talk to you a little bit about the five of the risk factors that can increase your risk of an ACL tear. Now, if you're watching, please press like below or comment hey so that we know that you're there. Alternatively, if you've done your ACL before, please type in ACL in the comments below because we know we're probably directly speaking to you as well. Really important information, I guess, for athletes, just to put it out there. Now, an ACL is a really important ligament in your knee. Basically, it stops what we call anterior or forward translation of your tibia, so the shin bone on your femur, the big thigh bone. It also has a really important role in rotational stability, particularly when we're doing dynamic movements like that of sport. Now, today, I guess what we really wanted to do was talk about some of the things that can increase your risk of an ACL tear, and Brandon's going to demonstrate a few of the little tests a little bit later on. So in terms of ACL tears, I guess the reason that it's so important to know what the risk factors are is that we need to try and minimise those risks, because if you do tear your ACL, it can be quite an extensive recovery, particularly if you do need surgery. So let's punch through some of these risk factors. I guess the first one is the type of sport that you play. So sports involving anything that's kind of dynamic, pivoting, landing, functional kind of dynamic movements, they're the prime things that can kind of increase your risk. So when we think of that, we think of things like netball, so all of a sudden the way that you stop and land, basketball, the way that you're jumping, and same thing, the landing positions, and then the varying football codes that we play. All these things put a rotational and a dynamic stability issue, and if you don't have good muscle control or you get yourself caught in the wrong position, then unfortunately increased risk of an ACL tear. Unfortunately, girls out there, the news isn't good. Females also have an increased risk of injury. Now, obviously, we can't change your gender, but just know that because of genetic factors and muscle control and strength issues, females do have an increased likelihood. Some studies report like 2.4%, others report something up to 9.7% increase in risk, not percent, times risk factor of an ACL tear in girls. Now, inadequate hip and knee stability is another one. So maybe show us what we're talking about when we talk about hip and knee stability. So it's that knee and the way that it buckles in. So often, if people don't have good control of their muscles from their hip and the muscles of their knee might just buckle in. Now that's going to add a little rotational element to that, and then away goes your ACL. Just come forward a little bit, videographer. So in terms of the other one is, I guess, if you've done your ACL before, so number 4, if you've done your ACL before and you had it reconstructed, but you haven't completed all of your rehab, this actually increases your risk quite a lot. Unfortunately, it is a long recovery following surgery, so people kind of sometimes get a little bit independent and they lose their way a little bit. But if you haven't kind of met the discharge markers, you can have an increased risk of an ACL tear as well. And I guess the last thing is poor jumping and hopping ability, or scores as well. So there's different scores that we use when we are doing hopping and jumping. Brandon's going to show us a couple of the different types of tests that we do, really important. So the first one would be a tuck jump. Yep. We'll demonstrate a tuck jump. I'll get out of camera so we can focus on you there, Brandon. So he's got to make sure he gets his knees up nice and high. The second test would be a single-legged hop for distance. Have a nice little jump. We're going to run out of space for the next one. The next one is a single-legged 6-meter timed hop. So basically, he's got to jump over 6 meters, big jumps as he can. We're going to run out of space, obviously. Now, the next one is a triple jump for distance. So 3 jumps, same thing. We're going to run out of distance because he's got some pretty good stability. We're looking at the way he lands more than anything, and also looking at the kind of power, and we obviously want to compare this left to right. And the last one is a crossover hop for distance. So he's going to jump over these cones, which are 15 centimeters apart. Now, basically we'd have these lined up, and he's got to do that one as well. Now, if you want to find out a little bit more about these tests or have them performed on you, to give us a call in the clinic on 9713-2455. We can arrange a screening, but we can also arrange a program so that you can help reduce the risk of an ACL tear. Now, if you think you have torn your ACL, then I'd suggest checking out our recent blog. I think I've torn my ACL. What do I do now? Alternatively, if you have a sports injury or you do need some help, give us a call in the clinic on 9713-2455. Alternatively, again, you can book online following the links. Thanks, Brandon, for all the demonstrations. Hopefully you guys have found this information really helpful. And hopefully we don't see you with an ACL tear in the clinic soon. It's Matt and it's Brandon from 5 Physiotherapy down here at Plus Fitness and 5. Cheers.